Hey guys, it's Smudge here and welcome to Smudgy's Top Tips. Here is the startup sequence for the P-51D and TF-51 Mustangs. Now, the first thing I like to do is to turn on the parking brakes. You do this by holding the brakes with the W key, pulling out the parking brake handle, releasing the brakes and then releasing the handle. And as you can see, the handle sticks out and that is the parking brake on. The next thing to do is to set the flap handle to up, the carburetor control to ram air. At this point I also like to dial in 5 degrees right rudder so I don't forget to do that before takeoff. We make sure that the throttle is in idle. We move the propeller pitch to all the way forward and make sure that the cutoff handle is in off rather than in run. Next thing I like to do is to turn on the battery, the aircraft generator and the pitot heat. And as you can see, the aircraft generator, or as you can hear, the aircraft generator started running. Now the next thing to do is to turn on the magnetos, turn the fuel cutoff switch to on, turn on the fuel boost pump and then wait for the boost pressure to climb up. We then need to prime the engine to pump fuel through it just to get it ready to start, and we do this by holding up the primer switch for about 4 seconds, gives us enough ready for the start. Now in the startup sequence, you just crack the throttle open just a little bit, it really doesn't take too much. Lift the starter cover and underneath there is the starter switch. Now when we hit the starter switch, the engine will start to rotate. When you hear the engine start to fire, it makes a coughing, spluttering noise. You move the mixture cutoff from off to run, and then fingers crossed the engine will start. So let's do that now. That's a failed attempt, so we'll just wait a few seconds here and then we'll start again. So we'll prime the engine up and then we'll try again. And that's the engine started. Now as you can see on the first attempt there, the engine actually failed to fire. So if it doesn't start within about 5 seconds, you need to release the starter, otherwise you'll burn out the starter motor. Now what we'll do is that we'll close the canopy by moving the canopy handle forward. And that is the aircraft ready to fly. So the only thing to do now before taxiing out is to release the parking brake, and you do this by holding down the brakes and then letting them go. And that is the P-51 started and ready to fly. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.